You are the most valuable investment you will ever make. Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, your leadership coach, life coach, and emotional intelligence coach. You probably know me from the Empowering series, and this is my new show, the Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla. I'm going to coach you to be the best version of yourselves. So get ready to create, attain, and manifest the life you've always desired and make it your reality. So now that you are equipped with how to communicate more effectively in your personal space, let's talk about that one place, that one space that you spend 1/3 of your lifetime in. That's right, your workplace. It is truly important to understand that we are in a dynamically changing landscape, especially since the pandemic hit in 2019. Our world drastically changed, right? But what's the one thing that got us through? That's the question. Made sure that we were not out of work. What was the one thing that helped us to continue work or to continue being in touch with people, to check in on maybe our parents in a different country or children in a different country or our colleagues, anybody, friends? What was that one thing? The one thing that we had to indulge in, whether we liked it or not. The one thing that made us adapt to technology and blend into the new working style, the new working culture. The one thing that clearly stood out even during these trying times was communication. Working from home wasn't easy. It wasn't part of most organizations, specifically in our country. And we learned Zoom calls, Google Meets, Slack, WhatsApp, giving a presentation, making a pitch, landing a client, even interviews. And not to forget, new jobs, internships, everything made way online. And even though we resisted it at times, eventually it became the way of our work life. Even now, there are lots of companies who've continued work from home or created a hybrid culture for their people, for their organization. So imagine if effective communication could knowingly or unknowingly get you through the deadliest of pandemics, how impactful would it be when your circumstances are less dire? Have you thought about it? Well, if not, then now's the time. The first rule of communication is not what you say, it's how you say it. Do not excuse yourself or your characteristics when it comes to this. Trust me, I have seen just how terribly wrong things can go when you don't pay attention to the how, all right? So if you want to up your game with internal and external customers, I am going to urge you to share this episode with your teams, your organization. Pick what you find valuable and put it to practice the way you like it. Just make sure that you stick to it and you make sure that everybody around you is trying to practice the same thing. So if you want to up your game, guys, with your internal and external customers, then I am going to urge you. I'm going to urge you to share this episode with your teams, your organization, your colleagues, your peers, your juniors, whoever. Pick one thing of value to you and your people and put it to practice, and you will never regret communication a day in your life. The first thing that you need to keep in mind is recognize communication as a power skill, not a soft skill. Remember that client of mine who enlightened me on this, the African client? Well, it's not just enlightenment, it's revelation. It's absolute revelation. I have worked with several companies, and when it comes to this topic, trust me, most of them have a mandate training on soft skills, technical skills, and processes. So the technical people, they are usually interested in, technical skills, and they're happy to upskill. They think their position will get better. They will get a good raise. They're happy to upskill technically, all right? Although I'd say that not most of them go in very willingly for these programs. Now let's come to the soft skills. I'd say soft skills are not just about coming in willingly. Most of them are literally forced to be there. I'd say when it comes to soft skills, forget the will. Employees are literally forced to be there just because it's a mandate. I personally, at the beginning of every session, ask, how many of you have been nominated or forced to be in this room today? And believe you me, most of these hands go up. And then I also ask how many are here because they want to be better at their personal or interpersonal skills. It's barely 2 or 3 hands raised there. And I can tell you that they're just being nice. Now, I'm happy to change their minds at the end of my sessions, but that's not the point. If you think, as an employee, if you think it is unimportant and these are just soft skills and they need to be ticked off your mandate training list, then you need to think again. Change the word, rewire the importance, give it value, and you will most instantly see results. Communication is power. So the next time your company holds a soft skills training for you, go for it, but go for it willingly. Learn a thing or two, make it effective for you because it's going to give you power. Don't consider communications to be a soft skill. It is your power skill. Then comes clarity and transparency. Both of these go together. At work, you may or may not have the time to, mollycoddle and just small talk. That's fine. I understand pressures, work pressure. But here are 4 key reasons to communicate at work usually. 1 is to share information. 2 is to give an instruction. 3 is to brainstorm an idea. 4 is to manage a conflict or solve a problem. Okay? It is important to know, intently important to know, why you are communicating in the first place. How will you share this piece of communication? Where to communicate and what mode of communication works best for what you have to share? And also, what is the possibility or anticipated outcome? I bet you've never given your professional communication this much thought, right? Well, now I'm asking you to. Give it a thought and give it a good one. It'll just get better from here on. Being clear with your message means not being slow, not losing your trail of thoughts, not becoming irrelevant, going out of context, not stretching your piece, and hence not miscommunicating. Similarly, transparency. Be transparent. Keep it clear and be authentic. Even in your style of communication, always choose to be authentic. Of course, I can't miss this one, respect. I can't leave this one out, can I? Respect is key. And respect, I'm telling you, is never going to go out of fashion. So be respectful in the best way. Be respectful in the way you speak with your customers, clients, peers, seniors, subordinates, including the housekeeping staff or anybody that you might find lower than you. In fact, be way more respectful with them. Respect builds character. And at your workplace, character builds reputation and credibility. So never ever stop being respectful. Communicate with the right person. There is someone for every part of the job. Make sure you are addressing your communication to the right person in order to have the desired outcome. And also, in the effort to avoid Chinese whispers, like the he said, she said, they said, just make sure that you are communicating the message to the right department, to the right person, the person concerned. If you land up being part of the Chinese whispers, it's just monkey on your back. Then you'll also be part of the blame game that comes with miscommunication. So keep this one in mind. Ask relevant questions. I say relevant because in every scenario professionally, your views and your perspective may differ. So it's best to stick to relevance. Ask questions if in doubt. Ask questions if lost. Ask questions to reconfirm. But do not assume or accept without questioning. Curiosity with an open mind shows logic, reasoning, as well as attentiveness. So remember that. Ask relevant questions. Listen. Without a doubt, you may have heard this on my podcast before. I've said it 1,000,000 times, but I will say it again because there is no amount of times that I can say listening is important, because no matter how much I say listening is important, some people are not listening. So listen. Without a doubt. I know you may have heard this 1,000,000 times on my podcast, but I have to keep saying it because I don't know if you're listening to me or not. But there's this Chinese proverb that you must know. And if you can remember this proverb and put it into practice, you will realize listening skills are way, way more important and effective in your communication, especially professionally, than your speaking skills. So, this Chinese proverb I read a long time ago went like this: 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen twice, speak once. That's the ratio of listening to speaking. Paraphrase at the end to make sure you have gathered all you need, and rightly so. But make sure that you're listening carefully, not just being selective, but being attentive, and then asking questions or paraphrasing accordingly. Body language, and tone. Do not underestimate the power of body language at work. Your colleagues, even your clients that you work with regularly, can tell when something is off. So be smart. Chin up, chest out, back straight. Use gestures to talk. Keep gestures soft while you're listening. So a good trick to keep yourself up and about is this: don't walk into office complaining about all the things that went wrong for you. Traffic, kids not sleeping, house help late, no cab, etc., etc. Start your day with a positive body language. Watch your language and tone. Keep your language respectful and professional. Do not get too many slangs or use too many jargons. For instance, when someone says thank you, don't say no stress, not a problem, no need to thank me. The safest and probably the most professional options are: I was happy to help, you are welcome, you're very welcome, my pleasure. Be chilled, but don't sound like you don't mean business. That makes a lot of difference. Be crisp and to the point. The average attention span of human beings to any speaker is about 10 to 18 minutes. So thankfully, the Life Manifesto sticks to the timelines. Now, you heard of TED Talks before? Yes, haven't you? Then you will notice that their signature talks are curated to be not more than 18 minutes long. And what's even better is that they use this same concept at their workplace. They do not hold meetings over 18 minutes, even at the TED offices, as they consider this to be counterproductive. Even Amazon, for that matter, they have bite-sized memos to communicate because they know after about 100 words, employees stop reading. So they keep it to the point, nice and crisp. No communication is lost, and the chances of miscommunication, they reduce drastically. So try to use the TED Talk or the Amazon method and keep it crisp and to the point. Whether you communicate personally or professionally, you are still the same person. So you need to remember that communication is not just about how you speak. It's about you. Like I said, even when you aren't communicating, you are communicating. Your communication represents who you are. So if you really want to be good, effective in your communication, just remember, take more feedback, learn a little, share an opinion, express ideas, listen to ideas, affiliate with people, team up as and when you can, be open to collaborations, and most importantly, be conscious about your communication. If you are not conscious, you will not be as effective as you would like to be. So my precious people, if you enjoy listening to the Life Manifesto and manifesting your life and achieving your dreams, please go ahead and like and rate our podcast. You can also click on the notification bell to get to know as soon as our latest episode drops. Do subscribe to the Life Manifesto. It's going to help us go a long way and also reach out to like-minded people who want to truly manifest their lives and live the best version of themselves. On that note, do what you love and do it often. And if you don't like something, go right ahead and change it. The power is within you. Thank you for tuning in to the Life Manifesto with me, Zarina. If you find the show useful, then please share it with your friends, family, and co-workers. You never know. You may just help someone become the best version of themselves. And if you want to align your life with some signature masterclasses, certification courses, and live sessions with me, go check out and download my app, Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla, available on Play Store or Apple Store. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to share with me, get in touch with me on my social media handles. I am at Zarina Poonawalla on Instagram and LinkedIn, and at Zarina Speaks on Twitter. See you in the next episode.